I'd like to thank the Larrakia people and their elders past, present and emerging for having us here today and tomorrow. I'm here to not so much talk about the 2022 season, but to talk about the Australia Fire Danger Rating System, which is part of my role to manage as a senior risk planner. Hope I press the right button. Okay. So this is being rolled out Australia-wide, and it came into effect on the 1st of September last year. Jurisdictions across Australia are using it, so pretty much every state and territory is using this as a new fire danger rating instead of those old signs you used to see on the roadside. Ours are still up in the NT, but they're coming down in a little bit. But yeah, generally this rating system is tailored to vegetation model types that are found within each state and territory. And the main changes are to simplify it, just so it's easier for the public to work with and easier for fire managers to work with as well. So if you've been looking at fire danger ratings on BOM, they'll refer to the Fire Behaviour Index, which is it's changed from the Fire Danger Index. It provides a scale of fire behaviour based on your fire intensity, flame height, rate of spread, and potential for spotting. And we work with Anti-Fire and Rescue and Bureau of Meteorology, and use a fire behaviour index and input into that as a part of the model to determine when we're going to have like fire bans, for example, or fire danger periods. So across Australia, the old fire danger rating used to rely on just a couple of fire vegetation models, and they would apply that across the whole of Australia. But as we all know, Australia has very different vegetation types depending on where you are in any state or territory, even in the NT. And the three that we refer to in the Northern Territory is grassland, grassy woodland and spinifex. Of these 8 models, these 3 models, they use mathematical algorithms to, determine the fire danger. And with the grassy woodland model, it actually incorporates acacia shrubland as one of the fuel types in its predictions as well. So Central Australia is a bit of a challenge. We're still trying to get more vegetation, more comprehensive fine-scale vegetation data for Central Australia, so working on that. But Central Australian region is largely covered by spinifex and falls under the spinifex model. But because the spinifex model is a new vegetation type, there's a bit more sort of margin of error with some of the predictions for fire behaviour index, and so we do get some false positives that we have to also adjust through ground truthing and monitoring of curing rates and grass curing rates and fuel loads as well before we make any decisions on what the actual rating is. We use an in-house risk analysis process to assess fire risk for certain weather events, like periods of drought, which is expected kind of towards the end of autumn for those guys. The risk analysis process considers a number of factors, including weather forecasts, fuel loads, curing rates, operational challenges, location of the area in question, and the fire history of that area as well. Part of this, what I was referring to, it's a fuel load observation network. So what we're trying to do, we've got about 30 sites set up, and it's a bit of a citizen science on-ground monitoring plot monitoring program. So what we do is we have a number of sites around the Darwin region. We have some sites around Alice Springs, but we're looking for more sites to be set up across the Northern Territory, so across like Arnhem Land, cattle stations throughout the Barkly, and in particular sort of east and west of Alice Springs in Central Australia. It's a 5-minute job. We do currently have some government departments working on gathering this data for us, like NTFRS. We've got, our own staff, volunteer brigade members, Parks and Wildlife, and we do have a few private stakeholders helping out as well, but we're always looking for more people. It's essentially like a 5-minute job to be able to monitor a site. It's just take a photo and record what we have, like a visual representation of the different percentages of curing rates for the grass, and we just ask you to choose that and then input it into the AFDRS, and then we validate it, and it helps input into that Spinifex algorithm or any of the other 2 algorithms we use to determine that fire behaviour index. So I guess we've got a new AFDRS fuel curing guide that's been developed for the Northern Territory by our AFDRS project officer, Kelly Enham. We're going to try and get one made for Central Australia as well, but we've got information packs available. If there's anyone that's interested, I will be emailing a few CEOs of ranger groups, so look out for that. But if you're interested in doing any of these observations, please come and see me over the next couple of days, and be good to, have a chat. That's it. Thank you.